You walk into the middle of a family battle, one not fought with yelling or slammed doors, but with silent tension, mistrust, and one small piece of metal, a bedroom lock. This is a story about safety, boundaries, and whether a father's instinct to protect his daughter crossed the line or revealed a truth no one wanted to face. Our storyteller is a father in his 40s. He's been married to his wife for 3 years and has a 16-year-old daughter from a previous relationship. The daughter lives with them full-time. Now, the wife has a 15-year-old son, and while you'd hope they'd blend into one big happy family, this wasn't the case. In fact, it was far from it. Everything started unraveling when the daughter came to her father one evening, her hands shaking as she held up her diary. The pages clearly disturbed, and not by her. She had caught her stepbrother reading it, not once, but multiple times. And not just reading, mocking, teasing, and retelling things he read to others. Personal things, private things, things no teenage girl wants exposed, especially not by someone who lives under the same roof. She had begged her father for privacy, begged for something that would protect her from more violation. So what did he do? He bought her a lock, not a fancy keypad, just a simple doorknob with a lock and key, something to give her control over her space. And for a while, it worked. She felt safe, secure, in control of her world again, until his wife found out. She didn't discover it through a conversation. She discovered it when her son complained that he couldn't just walk into his stepsister's room anymore, that her door was locked now, that she was hiding things. The wife was furious, not at her son, but at her husband. She accused him of sowing division in the household, that a lock meant there were secrets, that it was unfair to single out her son, that it was unnecessary for a 16-year-old girl to have a lock on her door. But the father refused to remove it. He told her plainly, the lock stays, because to him, his daughter's safety was not up for debate, especially when she had already been violated in her own home. This wasn't the first time his wife dismissed his daughter's experiences. In fact, his daughter had told him before that her stepmother was cold toward her. She didn't say cruel things, but she had this way of minimizing her feelings, of making her feel like she was being dramatic or too sensitive. And when it came to disciplining her son, let's just say, he could do no wrong in his mother's eyes. After the fight about the lock, the wife took things to the next level. She tried to secretly remove it while the father was at work. Luckily, the daughter called her dad in tears, and he rushed home to stop it. That's when he sat his wife down and told her, "This is not just about a lock. This is about respect, trust, and protection." His daughter didn't feel safe in her own home, and he would not allow that. If she couldn't respect his daughter's right to privacy, then maybe she was the one disrupting the peace in the house, not the girl with the locked door. So where do you draw the line? When does protecting your child turn into picking sides in a blended family? And does privacy have an expiration date? Especially for a teen girl trying to survive high school, hormones, and harassment in her own home. Let's break this down. From an educational standpoint, privacy is crucial for teenagers. It's not just about hiding things. It's about autonomy. It's about identity. It's about feeling safe in a world that already feels out of control, especially for girls, and especially when there's already been an incident of boundary crossing, when a teenage boy repeatedly invades a girl's privacy and then laughs about it, that's not innocent curiosity. That's entitlement, and it's behavior that needs to be stopped early. This wasn't about punishing the boy. It was about empowering the girl, giving her the ability to say no, to close a door, and to mean it. From a relationship perspective, this story uncovers something deeper, a crack in the foundation of trust between husband and wife. Blended families are complicated. They require communication, compromise, and above all, mutual respect for each other's children. The wife, in this case, showed more concern for her son's freedom to enter a room than for the emotional damage done to a girl already struggling to feel safe. That's not just a parenting issue. That's a values issue. And it's something every couple in a blended family must confront. Do you see your stepchild as your responsibility? Do you believe them when they cry for help? Or do you defend your biological child at all costs, even when they're clearly in the wrong? Now let's talk about inspiration. Because the father in this story made a choice many would hesitate to make. He chose his daughter. He chose her voice, her pain, her right to be heard, even if it made things uncomfortable, even if it risked his marriage. That's not easy. We all want peace in the home. We all want our partners to feel respected. But sometimes peace doesn't come from avoiding conflict. It comes from standing up when it matters most. This father modeled what real protection looks like, not just by installing a lock, but by making his daughter feel like she mattered. And that might be the most important parenting decision of all. So now I ask you, what would you have done? Would you have removed the lock to keep your partner happy? Or kept it to protect your child's trust? And more importantly, how do you teach a teenage boy to respect boundaries when the adults around him don't? This story isn't about a lock. It's about listening. It's about taking young girls seriously. It's about raising boys to understand that no means no, even if it's a locked door inside the same house. As for me, here's my personal take. I think the father did the right thing. He didn't overreact. He didn't make it about punishment. He simply created a space where his daughter could breathe again. And in a world where so many girls are told to shrink, to stay quiet, to let it go, that one small lock on a door, that was a symbol, a shield, a whisper that said, I see you, I believe you, I've got your back. And if that's not what fatherhood is about, then what is? This is AITA Stories. Thanks for listening. If you've ever had to choose between peace and protection, drop a comment below. Let's talk about it. And if you believe every girl deserves a door she can lock, hit that like button. See you in the next story.